Hello guys, this is Lorena and I'm back with another Duel Links video. Today I'm starting a new video. My outro was definitely a bit strange. But, yeah. I don't really think there's a better way to say that. But, yeah. That was bad. That was horrifying. What happened to me was a disaster. Okay. Yeah, this is just pure madness. Anyway, I'm back to actually dueling against 4. Because, you know, because I have to get more black keys. Okay, I felt like that was going to go very bad as soon as I remembered that I had polymerization in my deck when the whole point of the deck is just gaining life points. That's it. So I felt like that was going to go very badly because I forgot to remove those and that just drove me batshit. Yeah, but I have to age restrict the last video because of how angry I got. Yeah, so this would be, hold on, I think it would be the 10th video. Yeah, so we'll see how I hold out. Alright. So, it's nice and all that I don't need to go for Cyber Dragon anymore. But I definitely do not have a lot of card removal cards. And that hurts the deck. Doesn't matter which deck I'm playing. Without card removal, a deck is basically crippled. And it's an undesirable part when it comes to this game because you want to make absolute certain that your deck can take out any form of opposition to your card plays and method of achieving victory. You want to keep control over the field. And I do not feel like my decks are able to do that. You see do you remember what happened during the KC Cup? A large part of all those losses were because I did not have card removal. I couldn't get rid of cards on the field. And that is very, very bad. If possible, you want to remove any threatening cards from the field. Okay. I'm some rage. I'm definitely some rage. But I should really go to bed soon. I wanted to stay up late until I, you know, beat Yubel again, but I think I should just go to bed very soon because this is not good. Although I can still say that at least I've got Yubel unlocked now. I'm just trying to unlock the version where she's with Jaden. And for that, I need to gain life points, apparently. I don't know what that has to do with... Yeah, sure. I guess it makes more sense if I compare gaining life points to getting a heal trigger. So, am I supposed to be giving myself heal triggers? I guess so. And, by the way, if you don't know what heal triggers are, you basically heal from, it's basically... Well, triggers in the game of Vanguard are some of the most unpredictable things ever. And basically one of the most appealing parts of Vanguard. Like when you're about to lose because you're almost at 6 damage, you could get lucky and pull a 6 damage heal. And now a 6 damage heal essentially means that you stay in the game, provided that's all you needed to stay in the game was that single heal trigger. Although, yeah, that's all I could think about. Like, in my opinion, it just does not make sense. Like, what do gaining life points have to do with anything? And with my luck, Jaden did a lot of that in their duel. And I just forgot. Anyway, that doesn't matter to me. I'm trying to get some more black keys. So, good luck to me. Good luck to me, yes. Yes, I could really use the luck. And now, let's see, when am I going to bed today? I need to make sure I actually go to bed and I don't just stay up for a dumb reason. I need to actually sleep. And I'm very bad at getting myself to sleep when I'm in one of these moods. But I have to stop doing this madness. Like, there is more to life than this game. And the collective Yu-Gi-Oh! Cast is like, you did not just say that. This game is life. Well, at least they would be saying that if they could respond to me. Okay. And this is just driving me nuts. But I have to draw the line at some point. Because sleep is an important part of life. I may not want to do it, but I do have to do it. So no matter how much I want to stay up, I can't. I have to be somewhat responsible at least. My main social outlet right now is on Wednesdays. And now, anything could go wrong on a Wednesday. That could just make me unable to participate in that social event. And that is part of the reason why I'm so pissed. Because I just know that will happen. And when it does, I will be an absolute volcano. Oh, but not where other people can see it. At least not people that are dealing with the even worse volcano. Just listen, I think that part of my problem is, well, I feel like I don't get all my needs met. So if I'm trying to get my needs met and someone gets in the way of that, I go berserk. Very berserk. And now because I've got some self-control, I must emphasize, I don't show off my pure internal anger just because I can't do something that I really needed to do in order to meet one of my needs. And now one of my needs right now is being able to socialize and talk to people on Wednesdays during a certain time frame when such an event is possible and in fact within reach. And now I want to emphasize here, I do not have much of a social life. So while I'm trying to work on that, I have to work with what I've got. And if someone gets in the way of that only source of proper social interaction, I will absolutely be livid. In fact, I might be so livid that I actually curse in front of my parents when I'm talking about it. And my dad may be like, well, I don't think my dad will be as disturbed by it, but yeah, but it definitely would not be viewed like the correct way to respond to that sort of situation. Especially knowing that a minor would be the trigger for me acting that way. And, sure, there's a minor. Okay, I get it. But, I mean, I'm not really going to just put my needs after the needs of a minor simply because of her problems. Like, listen. I may be an adult, but I'm not the primary caretaker. I am not the parent. I am the sibling. So with this in mind, I simply cannot just allow certain shit to just unfold. And then act like nothing happened. Like, if my needs start getting impacted because of someone being a bitch, I'm going to say something about it eventually. Although I will do it when I'm not going to be caught in earshot, because I don't want to cause any problems. And sure, I'm sure it would be considered very wrong to talk about someone like I just said, but I mean, you guys don't know what I've recorded. You guys don't even know what's on my hard drive. Like, I've recorded things. And after a point, it's like, well, you don't want to use a slur. But if someone's just so bad, then is it appropriate to use it? Some people would say no. But, I mean, you really do have to consider, how bad would someone have to be before you give up those morals? Before you set aside your morals to describe the kind of person that someone actually is acting like. Like, I'm sorry, there's just not a whole lot I can do. I can't just hold back with everything. Like, I've been holding back for most of my life. And for the better part of the past several years. You really think I'm in any condition to, you think I'm in any condition to just sit here and take the kind of shit that I could get in the future? Oh, like, dude, I do have issues that are legitimate. And I should be able to I should be able to pursue my needs without someone getting in the way of that. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to make a lot of people mad at some point. I'll probably get people thinking I'm toxic at some point, I guess. Probably because of something that people don't seem to understand. And I know that, it's fine to act like, it's fine to be like, don't use slurs. And I get it. There are slurs that I absolutely refuse to use ever. Just ever. It's just unfortunate that, well, bitch is not one of them. And now, I will say there are many, many slurs I will never use. And one of those are, there is a word, one of my most hated words is the N-word. You know the N-word I'm talking about. And I know that there's an aspect of black culture where there's a form where that's acceptable for them to use because that's where it all started. And before a bunch of racist people messed it up. But, yeah, that is a slur I will never use. Ever. There is nothing that can make me say it. Well, maybe if I was drunk, but I'm never getting drunk. I've given that up for my entire life. I'm never going to be that kind of person. And in any case, now that you know one of my limits, I also don't like using the R slur. Now, the R slur is a bit more complicated because I have used it in the past and I haven't always been so opposed to using it. So I could potentially accidentally use it. But I am not exactly the type of person that's just going to come out and say it all the time. So, I hope people know what I mean by the R word. When I'm saying the letter word, I'm just like, please do not make me say the word. I hate the word. That's why I don't even use it. That's why I'm saying there's a word that racists have used that I just refuse to use ever. And they've completely, and it's good that I don't ever want to use those slurs, that slur, but I've heard of slurs that I know some slurs that I have used in the past, and those are always the more complicated ones to unlearn, since it was part of your vocabulary historically, you had to make a lot of effort to stop using that kind of vocabulary when you learn that it isn't okay to use it. And now, I will be very honest here. I don't even use the B slur much anymore. As much as I've used it, it's usually not intended to be an insult. And even when I'm playing this game, it's usually not intended to be an insult. And when I use it to describe someone's personality, well, it's not a pleasant descriptor of it, but you do have to acknowledge that some people are toxic and abusive. And sure, you can say that without saying a slur, but I don't know. Things are very complicated for me. And I feel like I'm just going to flip my shit any day now. And so I should probably start to behave myself because of what time it is. It is indeed a school night. So, unfortunately for me, I have a very, oh yeah, yeah, okay, well, I've just experienced a lot. I've experienced a lot of pain, a lot of hardship, and I'm not exactly the best when it comes to socializing with others. Now, does this mean I want to offend you? Does this mean that I want to say things that don't make me a good person? I absolutely want to learn to be better at pretty much everything where that's possible. But, at what point do we decide that you just have to acknowledge that something has to give? Like, I've got my limitations. I can only deal with so much before I just completely snap. No, I have not experienced rage since 2017. Yes, I have experienced it that recently. And I do highly suspect I could reach it again if things keep going the way they are. And now again, I know I must behave myself, and I will do my best to keep doing that. But I mean, everyone has a breaking point. It's just how humans work. So, sure, I can control myself, but at what point does that become dangerous? To the point where I'm likely to explode with rage later. I should not ever explode into rage. That would be very, very bad. Very bad. As in, I better be very careful. I need to be aware, and I need to make sure that I don't get too angry, because anger, okay, I can control that, but rage, that's the point where I can't. I end up unable to control myself, and that is bad. Very bad. Although it doesn't take much for me to calm down from rage. I have done it just by screaming into a pillow, for example. So as long as the environment is proper, I should have a healthy way to get rid of rage if it happens. But dear God, if I am not prepared. Yeah. It's just, things are very complicated. And a lot of people that would get onto me for using certain words, they don't quite know what I'm dealing with. And I do not believe that it's fair to pass judgment on someone who's in a situation that you don't really know anything about. You don't know the context for why I'm saying certain things. And while I could definitely provide that, right now is a bad time. And I also don't think it's a very pleasant YouTube video to watch. So, I'm not planning to actually upload a video like that. I feel like it would be going too far. Because again, I have my limits, but I'm not out to hurt anyone, basically. Okay, so I'm just going to focus on this card game. I mean, I'm just using elemental heroes again. I really want to stop using them because I've used them a lot. And, I mean, people are probably tired of seeing that. And even if they aren't, I'm acknowledging that I'm on a public platform. So, being on a public platform is a consideration for me when I make my content. And now, does this mean that someone is going to see what I'm posting? Well, maybe, but you know, that maybe becomes far more likely the more I comment on videos. And I do comment on Yu-Gi-Oh! Related videos sometimes, so and that kind of makes it possible for someone from this franchise to just find my channel because of the Duel Links videos I've been posting. That would be kind of awkward since I'm not sure. Well, I have to accept things as they are. Although I do have to be very careful when I do that because not everything should be a norm. Yeah. Anyhow, Ford just lost. I like when he loses. It's very nice, very nice. I must be honest. So I said I was going to focus on this card game. I also said that I should probably go to bed soon. I have no idea what time I'm talking about when I say that. Okay, well, I'm going to get the next event. I'm going to get the next reward, and then I want to know what the next one is. It's going to be interesting to see how long I last. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. Because I definitely... I mean, I thought I was just going to be completely wiped out when I was trying to unlock, when I was trying to complete the main rewards on day one. I was like, am I doing something that's a bit too insane? And to be honest, I probably was. But I seem to have recovered. In case it's not obvious. Also, I was trying to use again Derek voice when I was voicing Yubel in one video, but I don't think I could. I think I could have done that better. I could have been much creepier. Yeah. And yes, in my head, that is what Yubel was in season 3. I think, I mean, yeah, they do get better, but for that time, that was standard yandere behavior, okay? And, I mean, it just looks like what it is to me. So, I lost. Well, fine then. I lost. That doesn't mean a whole lot to me, though, because I've already finished the event. I've already gotten everything I need from it. I've already shown off my insanity. Though finishing this event in one day isn't very impressive considering this is a rerun. Yeah, as a rerun, it's pretty difficult to be like, I've actually legitimately, I promise that I just cleared this event in one day, guys. But, yeah, it is pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it is as bad as it sounds. A lot, I mean, not as bad as it sounds, but difficult to prove that I cleared that event then and there. Although I probably can display a lot of account information that makes it incredibly unlikely that I'm lying. And it is incredibly unlikely that I'm lying, because to a certain extent... Okay, dude, you should not... Okay, I don't get to complain. I think I'm going to actually duel. I see, I see. I am still so glad that I have Quattro unlocked now. I actually want to unlock Rio too. And pretty much all the variants. Although the weirdest thing about the variants is just they have no mouths. And yeah, they have no mouths. And I'm over here like, are they talking to someone? Are they talking to everyone telepathically? Dude, how can I even tell they're talking? Yeah, it's just very strange and very weird. Okay, hold on. Why did I do that? Well, it doesn't actually matter, to be honest. I can take any amount of damage. Yes, I will tear you to shreds, for. Be prepared for this. Be prepared. Yes, prepare. Yes. Oh, nice. You know, I love these tag duels. How is that? Dude, that just barely... Oh, God, well... You know what? That's fine, that's fine. Although I do wish that, I wish that... Huh? Oh, that was turn 7. Oh, right, right. I kind of skipped a beat there, thinking that was the last turn. Okay, he was finished off. And that is so amazing. You see why I love these? You see why I love these? These are just so nice. I can just do more damage. Over and over and over. Okay. Well, now that I'm finished, I should go back to what I was doing, which is doing a bunch of assists outside of tag dueling. Okay. Oh wow, I did the most damage. I actually dealt over 100,000 damage. That is amazing. And I just love that I'm at the top of this here. Like, with a lot of things, I do compare myself to other people too much. Okay, is that the only reward I get from now on? Okay, that's actually fair. That's fair. I shouldn't be too greedy over here. So, that was one of the best duels of this event. So, yeah. I would love to see a Barian event sometime in the future, which I'm sure is definitely going to happen. I mean, it'll probably be a raid just like this one. Or maybe it won't be. It kind of depends on how they choose to introduce them. I was going to make a reference but with one of them, but I was just like, no, there's no way I can even pull that off. You know what's really funny? When I'm like, I do not like this character. And then, if they turn out to be a villain, sometimes my opinion of them, it changes entirely. I'm just like, okay. If this person is actually a total douche, and revealing themselves to be a total douche made my opinion of them improve. Okay, brain, okay. My brain is weird sometimes, I swear. Okay, listen. Man, I really need more card removal. I need more card removal stuff. I was really glad when I realized that those tickets are pretty much a normal way of obtaining cards. And it's not just an occasional thing. No, I thought it was something special, but it's not. And I like that. I'm also not as mad about the box system as I expected to be. And now, if we're being honest here, I want to use these gems on trying to get support for Aki's deck. But I think I've got some self-control now because I have Yubel unlocked. Now again, that's some self-control. So if Arc 5 World is not released soon, I might lose that control. Yeah, if Arc 5 World isn't released soon enough, I might lose that control. I've got more. No, actually, I messed up. Hold on, I have to go back to the other deck. You know, the deck that I hope is better now. Okay. Increase life points. Hold on, let me look at this. It has to be without farmers. Okay, yes. This is the deck. Please. Is there anything I can remove to make this, Okay. Okay, well, hold on, I don't think I set that I don't think I set the deck. Okay, it looks like I did. It looks like I did save it. Okay, now I took out all the extra deck monsters too. So let's duel again until I'm successful. I just have to do one more thing and then I'll be done. I just need to gain some life points, so I'll do what I can to get them. It's not a lot of life points that I need to get. So I should be just fine. It's just getting over the initial hurdle, that is, I'm a new player and don't have very many card removal stuff. Don't have much card removal stuff. And now I tried the method that I was resisting, and that did not work either. So now I'm trying a different method, and good luck to me. Use skill. Hold on, what is the skill? Yes. By the way, this skill that I just used is actually this skill I used is actually normal in Vanguard. You can actually, you can do something that's called a mulligan. So if you're starting hand sucks, you can, at the very beginning of the game, you can put any amount of cards back into your deck to pull the same number of cards that you return to the deck. And now, this doesn't mean that your next hand will be better, or that you'll pull what you want, but it is a good way of, being more likely to get off your combos. Okay. This doesn't look very good for me. And I really need to show some self-control and go to sleep. I mean, I'm talking about it, so obviously I know I need to go to sleep. Okay. I'm taking some damage. And there's a reason I took that attack, by the way. Depending on what I pull next. Okay. Well, that's a good pull, actually. That's a good pull. And now there is a problem with the pull, though. It's not immune to a certain destruction. Alright, let's go. It's your turn. I should really make this the last video of the night. Are you kidding me? Again? Dude. My self-control is very limited. I can't always control myself. Okay, I'm going back to doing Quattro. But I basically am planning to go to bed at around 6. So if for any reason I decide to keep playing after that, well, nothing's going to happen, but it's definitely a good idea for me to not sleep too much. And it's also a good idea for me to sleep at more reasonable hours. It makes everything so much easier. Okay. I'm going to do Quattro some more. I really should not, but and this is where I am right now. And this is my life. I guess I just, you're lying, to be honest. Yeah, whenever I get messages like that, I'm just like, refresh if it's a tab in my browser. If it's an error in a game, well, it kind of depends what the error is. But basically, if it says that something is not available, my response is probably going to be trying again, if that is an option. If it is not an option, well, that probably means I'm not the only one having the issue. Because if I'm the only one having the issue, then my usual methods usually work. Okay. Okay. I'm not even paying much attention to that. I'm just thinking about strategies like How do I increase life points successfully? How do I, it's honestly a matter of luck at this point. And I should really not get too obsessed with this because I just unlocked Yubel. Maybe I can just make this the last thing I do. I mean, there are a lot of things I have to do while playing as Yubel. So I can just play those. And then once those requirements are fulfilled, I'll just have that one thing left to do. And that is definitely a much sane approach to all of this. I just wanted to do this first to get it out of the way, because it seems like the worst part of it. I have not been proven wrong, I have not. But I do realize yeah, it ended in a draw. Okay, well, I'm going to keep doing this for a while. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm a bit stubborn, but I should go to bed at least at some point soon. I know. I'm going to. I was mainly staying up late for a while because of what happened when my arm was very sore. I slept for a long time because of how I felt when I got that vaccine. And it was just a combination of things coming together and just completely murdering my desire to do anything. And I slept a lot. And I was like, I am sleeping too much. And I kept sleeping too much until finally I decided, okay, I'm done with that. I can make myself stop sleeping too much if I watch some YouTube videos, if I play this card game, if I do all sorts of things that normal people would probably just say, yeah. I don't actually know what they would say. I'm that out of touch. Okay. Did you put Acts of Despair on core? Okay. I hope you mean to keep that card on the field. I have another card that will deal damage to you. It will deal all of the damage. Oh, that's right. You are going to receive a large amount of damage. You are going to receive so much damage that you've never damaged before. That was a pretty bad use of that card. But I'm on auto duel, so I really have no right to complain. And yeah, I still say that I'm not much better, so that's why I keep using it. But at some point, auto duel will not be enough to get me through this game. And that might actually be the moment when I realize I'm no longer a noob. In every game, there is a moment when I realize that I am no longer a new player. There is a moment like that in every game. In Magia Record, that was when I had no more Magia Stones left to collect. I had basically nothing left to do on an A, but post-awaken every magical girl in the game. Then they shut down, and I was very sad. But then I started playing on the Japanese server, and I'm quickly building myself back up to that point. But I'm obviously not new, since even though I'm Japanese, because even though I'm Japanese illiterate, I can still play that game. It does mean that my memoria is probably questionable, though. I wonder how many people look at my memoria and are like, what is this player thinking? Although I know when the event memoria is out, I can see what the event memoria is. Probably because I know how most of the events work. And, I also remember that my time when I stopped being new in Gems of War, and that was when I wasn't getting as many new troops just from using gems. And who would use a bunch of gems for troops anyway? Me, apparently. But yeah, when I stopped being able to get new troops just by using gems, I just realized, oh, this must mean I'm not a noob anymore. Yeah, pretty much. And in this game, I'm pretty sure I can't auto-duel anymore. It's going to be that moment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the defining moment. But will I feel like I'm not a noob anymore? Well, that's another story entirely. I'm probably going to think I'm still a noob. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, even though I could become good enough to get to the point where auto-duel is not enough to get what I need to get done with the stages. Even when I get to that point, I'm probably still not going to be that great. But who knows? Okay. Yeah. I've got a lot of force cards because I keep doing this over and over. Though I don't have the card that he keeps summoning against me. And I'm sure that the plan is to make players have to pull for it, because that's how gacha games work. Although it's very difficult to separate this from normal gacha games, since you buy a card pack that's basically the same thing that you would be doing in this game. Well, anyway, I could become better in the future. Maybe I will not stay at the duelist level I'm at now. If you are hoping that means making less mistakes, well, that's probably not going to happen. I'm probably still going to make mistakes even when I get better. If I get better. Now that emphasis is placed on if because I've been playing this game for a pretty long time. I know I've had long periods of absence, long periods of not playing it, but in general, I would say that I definitely am not guaranteed to get much better at this game, just because I'm further along in it. But when I actually had to start putting in effort when I duel, that's probably when the real game begins. And I noticed that the gems cap is pretty low. It actually surprised me. But is that just the amount that the game will show you, or is that an actual hard cap? I would not be surprised if it's a I wouldn't be surprised if that's a hard cap, just to keep people actually using their gems. Also, who would save that many gems? I mean, even the people saving up for Arc 5 World are probably still opening some packs if that cap is there and they don't want to hit it. And they don't want to hit it. Okay. I definitely think I'm ready for bed soon. I'm going to look here. Sold out. I don't even know. Okay. I've got 2 of these, which means I don't have 3 yet. But I do have 2. Okay, I've got 1 of those. More than 3 of those. A 51? Seriously? This game is insane. Okay. Okay, so this card is very expensive. And this card is also very expensive. Oh, that's a glossy card. Yeah. I'm surprised I can afford to get both. Yeah, I can just buy this. And everything else pretty much covered already. I'm still pretty surprised. Okay. I have no idea what... Well, okay. I was going to do something, actually. Oh, right. After I get the next reward, I'm going to stop playing, especially if it's just more of this current reward. Like, I mean, it's nice to get rewarded if you keep playing, but if you're done getting the main rewards, do you really have to keep playing the game? My answer is yes, of course. This is a valuable opportunity to get more keys. I always need more keys. And there are some players that are probably sitting on mountains of keys. Eventually, that will also be me. But for now, it is not. And now, I'm currently debating if I want to work on DM World and unlock everyone else I can unlock there, or actually start investing some time into 5D's World. I could also do the Dark Sides of Dimensions World, which is basically just this is the cast but older. Yeah, the cast but older. And when I was watching that, I was just like, I actually like this movie. But it was definitely not something I expected. Okay. And now, as much as I liked that movie, I'm not really sure it was necessary to make it. But I do like it. I like the art. I actually have pictures of Kaiba from that movie, so I could have used those, since both versions of him were out there kicking my ass. But that's not what I chose to do. Of course, that's obvious based on the thumbnails I did choose. But there will be plenty of opportunities for more. There'll be plenty of opportunities for more Kaiba thumbnails. So I just have to wait for one of them. Oh, right, it ended in a draw. I was still talking, surprisingly, while the screen was up there. And now listening to me talk is probably more entertaining than watching the video. I mean, if we're being honest, I'm just playing the same deck over and over. And I really don't know how entertaining that is for people. Even people that like this deck, even people that like Jaden, even people that love this franchise to death are probably like, dude, play something else. And I'm like, I'm going to play something else. Just give me some time. I had to think this through, guys. It took a lot of trial and error to find out that I'm pretty good at using Jaden's deck. That took a lot of trial and error. I'm going to need a lot more of that to find the next kind of deck I'm good at. And I'm not even sure which deck is going to do that. And now the funny thing about Jaden's deck is it kind of reminds me of standard superheroes, and I'm like, I am not the superhero type at all. And that's why, so it's pretty interesting that the deck seems to vibe with me. Like, how does it do that? I'm not really a bad person, though. I'm just more like Gaster. Although, would I really say I'm anything like Gaster? Well, in terms of card game ability, I would say I'm not anywhere close. As the KC Cup told everyone. I got attacked by a bunch of Kaiba players, a bunch of Kite players, and a bunch of Zane players. Okay. Well, I have learned from a lot of my experiences. I do want to mention, though, that after I gain a certain amount of experience, I mean, after I get to a certain amount of resources in a game, I stop being able to save up free-to-play resources because I'm like, I must use them. I must use them now. Like, for some reason, I can't just save up more. So, it seems like at some point I just lose self-control. And I do feel like this game is going to pretty much demonstrate that for everyone. So, if anyone wonders, why I keep spending a bunch of my free-to-play currency on very interesting spending decisions. Well, that's in part because I'm new. And the other part of it is, well, I don't really do a whole lot of good things with my free-to-play currency anyway. I want to win, but I'm going to stop auto-doing. I just feel like I should. Okay. It is my turn. Okay, this is very interesting. I like what's going on here. Okay. That's right. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm just looking. Yeah. Proceed to the battle phase. Oh, nice. Oh, that was very nice. Oh, that was so nice. I love seeing that. It never gets old. Okay. So how many points was that? I don't know how many I don't know how much health he started out with. Okay, rescue complete. Okay, so I did 131,700 damage. I think it's funny that someone's in-game username is download. And that's actually pretty nice. I think it's hilarious, but I actually think it's a good one. Like, I'm not bashing the name at all, I like it. Okay, I need more keys. All the keys I must have. Dude, my phone is starting to get low on its battery. So, this is interesting, I'm sure. There are only so many ways to make playing the same deck interesting. Like, I've gotten sick of decks before from using them too much. To be fair, that's happening with elemental heroes. I just have no idea what deck to switch to. I think I would be pretty good with just the standard meta decks. And now I don't really think I have the resources for a competitive Blue Eyes deck. So when it comes to one of the top tier Kaiba players, I don't think I can make a deck that good. I mean, it's just because I lack the resources and the means to get them. But I could try with Kite. Or attempt it with Zane. Since I've invested the kind of resources you'd expect when you want to get a deck for someone. Okay. I'm going to keep going for a bit. I just want to know if these rewards are basically just standard. Okay, you completed the event, you got the title, you're still playing the event, we'll give you something, but it's not much. And most players probably don't bother going further than this. However, because Konami does in fact have it as an option, and that you can get further rewards from doing this, there are players that do. I'm not the only one. And now I wouldn't be surprised if that's more of a Japanese thing. But you know, apparently you can fight against players from other countries. So I don't even know what to make of that. Like, does that mean the game is pretty much the same in all languages? Does that mean that all the censorship has to be... you know, I can only imagine the hell that is actually enforcing the censorship for the English dub. And any other versions that the series may be translated into. And though I'm not sure which other series there are. I'm not sure which other languages this game's in. I'm pretty sure I know it's in Japanese. And I'm pretty sure it's in other languages besides English and Japanese, but I have not looked at them. Obviously, because the only language I'm fluent in is English. Yeah. Yeah, I'm only fluent in English, and sometimes I wonder if I'm even fluent with that language. But I can talk way too much to not be fluent in English. Okay. I know this video is getting pretty long. It's a little over an hour and I am going to end it soon, but it is so difficult to just not stay up. But I have to stop doing that. In fact, I probably should go to bed earlier than this hour. But I don't always do that either. Obviously. Okay. Oh yes, it is that card again. This should be interesting. You know, I actually used a skill chip or something. I'm gonna have to go back and see what that was that I used and see how I find what exactly that did, because I still have no idea. I'm still of the belief that I probably wasted it. It's just, it's just, hold on. I'm definitely slowing down, so that's the go to bed signal. And because I'm slowing down with commentary. But I'm going to keep playing right now. I'm almost at the point where I'm going to stop. And then the only reason I'll keep going is so I get more keys. And then I'll just be going for more keys. Now, again, I am going to stop when I get the next reward, especially if it's just another version. If it's just more the same reward that I just got earlier. I would not mind if that's the case, because I mainly just need keys. Yeah, that's right. I just need keys. Okay, it ended in a draw. So my dueling power is not that powerful. Well, the longer I keep playing, the more cards I'll develop. I mean, the more cards I'll end up with. So I just have to keep going, and my card selection and my card pool will increase gradually over time until I'm like, should I unfavorite some of these to that point? Okay. Doesn't look like I did much. Okay. Yeah, it is just more of that one, which is okay, but there's obviously nothing else but that for the rest of the event. And that is definitely, and that is okay. I want to see what's tradable. Okay. I've got 0 of these. Most of these are just the same things over and over. A skill lottery. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, give me a random one. Just a random one. What do I get? Overlay regeneration. Okay. I probably didn't need much help getting it, but I just wanted to get it, just to get it. Okay, so I've seen what remains of the rewards. I'm not sure if I want to close the art just yet, because I'm still interested in continuing to participate, even though there's really no point. And now, because there is no point, I'm not exactly going to be going into this as like I was planning initially. And that is definitely probably for the best. I think we can all say that I did not have to get all those rewards on day 1. Anyway, guys, this is Lorena. I'm going to bed now, so yeah. I'll be back later, guys, when I can record and not be sleep deprived. I really didn't have to stay up this long, but yeah. Anyway, this is the video, so good night. Even though it's technically morning, but who's going to care about that detail, really?